All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 28 of our Tassi Farms Dairy Empire gameplay series. I am the Ultra Farmer. We got a heck of an episode today. We got a ton of work to do. We got to first things first, we got to work on clearing some bales off a field that we have just baled. We've got to get some more grass hauled off a field that has also been cut and put into our fermenting silo. Like always, we got to do a bunch of chores around the farm. We're overflowing with slurry. The barn is getting crazy full of cattle, moving milk around and just constantly progressing through the year. And hopefully towards the end of this episode, we'll be able to sell off a whole bunch of cheese, which is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2 million bucks worth of cheese. So it's going to be a pretty big episode. Let's get into it. Let's get into episode 28. All right, we're just in the big rig here. We're pulling around with our bale trailer. This is an auto loading bale trailer. It should hold a massive amount of bales, like 45 bales or something like that, which we're definitely not gonna need that much, but we'll just be able to kind of get everything in one shot, which is great. I believe we got 22 bales off of this field, and those are 9,000 liter bales. So what is that? 20 bales would be 180,000. So like I don't know, 198,000 liters roughly. Yeah, something like that. Which isn't too bad, to be honest. It's more than I thought. I didn't really think we would be creeping around that 200,000 liter mark. We probably still will have to go buy bales at some point. I think we will have to. But, that's fine. Even if we got to go buy some from the neighbors, still to be able to do this is fine. Again, we're not going to do this field in wheat again. I'm not going to just do this just to get our own bales. Basically, that was the reason why we planted this field in wheat, was just to get the straw off of it so we could put it in the barn, but I don't really feel like doing that again. Plus, we're going to need more grass. We need to plant this field in grass because we need more hay for the animals. Let's shut that off. Let's turn the straps on just so we don't lose anything. And then we're gonna pull the truck rather, in right here, because I think I want to try and put all of this straw right into. Let's. There we go. I want to put this straw right into the barn. I don't. I probably won't do it right this second, to be honest. I might do, because we got 140,000 liters in there. Yeah, another 190,000 liters. That's not too bad, actually. I don't want to do it right this second. I kind of just want to go do a little more chores. What I want to do is come out here and I want to get this grass pulled off this field. Now this won't take too long because this forage wagon, it allows us to pick up rather quickly. We can go 20 mile an hour, I think, or basically whatever the kind of top pulling speed with this tractor is. Kind of just missed a whole bunch there. Let's spin around. This is a bigger forage wagon, so it doesn't turn kind of as well. Plus, I'm probably button mashing just a little bit. But we got to get that field that we have over there with the straw pulled off. We got to get that planted in grass. We got to get that planted in grass because again, we're going to need a whole bunch more grass to feed the animals that we have. Like the barn is just getting kind of out of hand, which is great. It's really great because now we're producing more milk than we ever have, and we're actually producing like so much slurry. It's crazy how much money we make from slurry each month. It's like over 100 grand in slurry per month, which is pretty crazy. But that all being said, as I'm sitting there spinning around, what I want to do is take this tractor and hook onto our cultivators. Where are they? Yeah, they're right there. Perfect. And get a worker set on that wheat field out there cultivating and getting the field prepped so that we can plant grass out there. Let's go spin around right now. Let's head out and let's get these cultivators rocking. And then, yeah, we'll get this field back planted in grass. Set a worker to do that. Yeah, we will unload those straw bales at some point. Maybe when By the time that field's cultivated and we got a worker out there planting it or something like that, then we'll have a little bit of time where we can go over and get into the John Deere tractor. The bale spike should still be connected to it with everything, and then we can offload that trailer. I've already fertilized this field straight ahead of us, the big north field. So I've got our Dietz Far tractor. It's kind of sitting at the end of the field over there, and it's got the fertilizer spreader on it, just kind of waiting to do this field. Let's give a spinorama here. There we go. And then, yeah, we'll get this grass cleared off. We'll plant grass in that other field and fertilize it. And then we'll have to fertilize it another time. I can't forget to do that next month, to go and fertilize it a second time. And then we'll be back to having three big grass fields, or just three full grass fields. Geez, good thing the pickup area is a little bit bigger. Just kind of missing stuff. That's okay though. We don't. We'll get a good amount of grass off this. I mean, there's already 70,000 liters in the trailer. I think this trailer will hold 1,000,000 liters or 500,000 something. It's an unrealistic amount, but as I said in another gameplay series, Brucey, shout out Brucey, had a good comment that I shouldn't feel too bad using unrealistic trailers, because in a normal kind of farm sense, it would be pretty unrealistic for one guy to have to farm like all this land to do all these. I'm not saying it couldn't be done. I'm sure there's a lot of farmers out there that are kind of a one-man show, but it would be this would be a lot of work for one person to just take on year after year. Like just managing like 1,500 head of cattle, cutting these fields, a bit like you have no help. Like, yeah, that's a little unrealistic. So having a few trailers and stuff like this kicking around to just make things a little easier on us, yeah, I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. So shout out Brucey. Yeah, we'll get this field cleared off, and we'll immediately get this field fertilized. That'll be kind of process number one. I still have the fermenting silos set straight to hay. I don't actually, it's not actually creating silage right now, so we kind of just got to go check on that. We got to go check on that when we go dump it right now. Just kind of I stopped at making silage because hay is kind of like the main ingredient within the TMR. The silage would be kind of secondary, and then straw and mineral feed, I would say, is kind of on the third. Straw is more just like kind of like a filler. The hay is kind of the majority of it, and the silage is like secondary. So I had our like fermenting silos not just create silage, but they were just creating hay, because we were kind of getting behind in the hay aspect of things just a little bit. But I want to make sure we don't run out of silage, which we shouldn't, but you just you never know. We also got to get fuel in this tractor. We got to get fuel in it, but that big truck is kind of parked by the fuel tank, isn't it? Can we get in there to get fuel? Maybe. We'll drop this trailer off first. Let's go deal with these fermenting silos. Let's dump this in, and then we're going to run in, check in the barn. 1,600 head of cattle. Okay, we've got 400,000 liters of silage. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the silage on for 1 month, and then we'll turn it off. So where's our grass silage? Is it creating digestate as well? No, yeah, we don't want that. We just want this. Let's activate this again. And I'm just leaving it at 100%. Rather than like cranking it up to 150 or 2, and then that way the grass that gets put through it, it'll only work about 200,000 liters per month. So we can get about 200,000 liters of silage out of this. Then we'll turn silage off. We'll go back to just drying it straight to hay, and we'll be good. What can I do? I guess I could make TMR right in here, but the barn does it automatically. So all right, let's kick this trailer off. Let's go get some fuel in this tractor, and then we'll go check on our worker that's doing the cultivating and just see how they're doing out there. It won't really take too long to fertilize that field, Okay, there we go. We'll get some fuel in there. Let's go check our map. Okay, so this is double fertilized. This will be double fertilized. This has nothing on it. That's right. So we'll fertilize. We'll plant some grass. Next month we'll fertilize. And we'll go from there. Let's tab over. Yeah, let's check on this. Okay, it's going to be a little bit to get the rest of this done. So let's jump in this tractor. I can't remember if I moved slurry and stuff around, so we're just going to go take a look at that. See what's in the barn for slurry. 12,000 liters worth of slurry, and there's 5,000 liters worth of milk. Okay, well, we got some time to kill here, so let's just move that into the production facilities. Why not? Load this up, and we'll take it over to the production facility. And then we'll come over, we'll swing over, we'll grab whatever's in there for milk, because we might as well. And then we'll pull that over. We've got to check in our menu and see which production facility we need to put in for the milk. I've slowly been loading up a trailer with the sour cream. Again, my auto-loading pallet trailer isn't working. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but it kind of sucks. Okay, so that guy's getting dangerously close to finishing off. Dangerously close indeed. What's in the store? Nothing really that we need. Those are good trucks. Those are good trucks. They hold a decent amount. These are good planters. If you have this mod, they just kind of go a little bit slow. I have these in a different gameplay series, and they just pull a little bit slow. But they're 12 meters, and they fertilize, or fertilize and plant at the same time. But they are slow. 116 horse. Yeah. Okay. This guy's almost done. We'll just hang out and wait. I think what we do is we try and risk it, and we'll take this tractor right over to the field that we are having cultivated, and we'll set a worker to that, and hopefully they don't run into one another. Hopefully that is, but who knows? The AI workers have a mind of their own. Okay. All finished up. I mean, we could go do it too so that we don't run into anything. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe that is what we will do. We don't really need to move that milk around. It's only 5,000 liters, so it really doesn't affect too much. One thing that we got to check. This field doesn't look like it has any storm damage on it, which is a bit weird. All right, let's just babysit this and make sure this worker doesn't run into anyone. They really shouldn't, though, because this thing does a 42-meter spread, so let's hope not. Okay, let's go back over to the farm. I'll just keep watching in the top right-hand corner, and if I see, AI worker is blocked by an object or something, we'll know to just rip over real quick. But what we can do, let's go get in the John Deere tractor. It's parked, so we're not able to tab into it yet. We still got the bale spike on it. Let's fire this guy up. Let's go offload some straw bales while we're sitting here waiting. Just gotta get zoomed in the perfect amount here. Let's grab these ones on the end. Nice. I can't wait for the other types of auto-loading trailers to come out. Like, these ones are awesome, obviously, and it holds a whole bunch, but it's better. Jeez, is that gonna let us out? I like the ones in FS22 that like actually unloaded. Like when you hit the unload button, they would like make a stack blocked by an object. What's going on here? What we got to do is just back up here, let everyone pass. This worker should just start right over. Okay, perfect. I think it's going good. They shouldn't run into each other, but They shouldn't. We'll just keep watching. But yeah, like the auto loading pallets or bale trailers in FS22, they were pretty awesome because they would just like you could pick a side that they would offload on, and then when you clicked unload, it would just make a pile right beside the trailer. So you could go to these drop off areas, and as long as you knew what side your tractor was gonna unload on, you could just pop it right in there. Okay, so what we got to try and do here is do 4 at a time. I gotta just go down a little bit with the forks. Oh yeah. Nice. Just a bale unloading machine right now. Or something like that. Alright, let's do it again. Let's do it again. This trailer will be unloaded in no time. Okay, that's gonna be a perfect spot. I think. No, we're a little high. Nice, nice, nice. This little John Deere tractor. This is one of the OG tractors. That and the Dietz Far. Come on now. There we go. Now we should be able to just grab another 4 right off the other side. Okay, wage payment, that's fine. Yeah, I gotta get like a sweet farm sim. One of those like I think the brand is Thruster, those joysticks. I don't really want a steering wheel, I don't think. Oh, why did the curtain go down? Oh man. How do we open that curtain? You think those other ones will... Yeah, that one worked. Okay, sweet. We're gonna have to kind of just like... Kind of have to feather it in. I know what I'll do. I'll just back off this way. We don't got a ton of room in here. It would be kind of better if we had a little more room for this tractor. Or the trailer, rather. Maybe it closes it to do the robot animation? Who knows? Now the question is... Am I going to be able to get both of these? So I'm thinking, if I go like this, right, and then we spin around, that like kind of worked. Oh yeah, that's why the curtain closed. It just closed so the robot could do its thing. Yeah, when you've got a fancy barn, you know things happen. Okay, not too bad. I think we're bale unloading masters right now. We're pretty good. AI worker is blocked. Who's blocked? He's blocked, but he'll get unblocked here real quick. Yep. Yep, it worked out good. It worked out good. Teamwork on the field. You see the boys out there? I think it's the boys and girls. Who knows? Oh, there's our lady. Yeah. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, let's fire this truck up and we can get that parked away. Take our straps off. Spin this tractor around, or this truck around rather, and we'll get the trailer docked off. Not too bad though. We should be pretty good for straw for a little bit. Again, we got a bunch of wheat that I have no idea what to do with. I don't really feel like starting some sort of a production facility for wheat. I think we'll just do what we did last time. We'll wait for a good point and we'll go sell it off. Okay, let's park this truck because we don't need it for a while. That tractor can stay there. This tractor can keep going right there. Let's go park this guy. Basically, we just got to get that field cultivated, and then we got to get it planted. AI workers blocked. Yeah, trying real hard, boys. Back up. You guys were doing so good. Looks like we're gonna have to finish this. I think at least. We'll see. We'll have to check on the map and make sure that we didn't miss any spots. I'll just kind of spin around here and do this, I think. And then that way... Geez, did I miss some spots? I'll set the cruise here and let's go see. Are those double spots that got done? How would that happen? How would we be able to double fertilize something that's only been cultivated? Not too sure why why it has double sections there. Or maybe that stuff was like not fully harvested, or that doesn't make sense. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is this one is almost done, and then we can just go. We'll leave this fertilizer spreader. No, we're gonna have to go fill it up with fertilizer. So we'll bring it over to the farm. I got a fill station there that we can use. We'll fill the tank here, and then next month after we've got everything planted and we've got a growth cycle on it, we'll come back and we'll do it again. So let's go over to the fill station. We gotta put about 3,000 liters in here. $1,300. Okay, let's back. We'll take it right over. Like we said, we'll take it right over, and we'll let this cultivating finish off. And then I'll probably take. Yeah, I'll tab over to our other tractor, not this one, this guy. And we got to get hooked onto the planter. So let's drop that tanker right there, and let's go get hooked onto our planter. And make sure it's set to grass, although there's probably not too many crops that you can actually plant in July other than grass. Swap over oilseed, and then there's grass. We got 80% in the tank. That should be enough to do this field. Now I wonder, do I dare try and start this worker? Do I dare try and start this worker? I think I'm gonna. Yeah, that'll be pretty close. Okay, let's park this tractor. I think I'll just let this tractor go a little bit further. It's almost done. Once it's doing headlands, we'll be able to start that planter. And then I'll bring you back when we're kind of getting more close to finishing planting. And we can go from there. Okay, so I got all the cultivation done. I kind of just took over at the end there just to make sure no one ran into one another, which had almost happened a couple times, but that's all right. It was basically just doing headlands, so it's not that annoying. I should probably put the bale spikes down before I trip and fall into that and die. Whoa, little dramatic, little dramatic. Just put the bale spikes down. Nice. Like, I don't know, but I definitely think, like, I'm getting better at backing up equipment. I don't know why it's not unhooking from the trailer, but there we go. Okay, let's drop these down. There we go. Before something bad happens. I can trip over that, hit it in my shin. That'll be okay, you know? Just drop those down just a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. We just got to be careful. Just got to be careful. Okay, let's go over and let's take a look and see how everything's going on this side. Are they starting to work on headlands? Maybe we'll just take over. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they're going to do it. All right, well, that won't take very long to do. It'll be a couple laps around couple laps around this field, and then we'll be good to go, and all the grass will be planted, which is awesome. So we should be able to get a cut off of this in not August, not September, not October, November. Am I thinking that right? November? I think that's what it'll be. Okay, I think what we're going to do, though, let's go like this. Let's take over. It'll just be quicker because they like the AI workers always kind of stop, and anytime there's like a little bit of a corner, they got to kind of like stop and rearrange themselves. And not us. We just keep going, skinny pedal down, and we don't look back. So I'll get this field planted off. I don't know if I'm gonna roll it. I don't think I'm gonna roll it. I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna let it be. We don't roll it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna roll it. I'm just gonna let it grow. Go from there. Let's set the cruise control. So this won't really take that long for me to get finished. We'll get this planted, and then I'll probably bring you back. I'll bring you back through the months, just kind of when we're doing different things. But the main one will be in October. I'm gonna kind of get everything prepped and hopefully try and get that sour cream factory kind of dialed in for the fall. Wonder if we can check quick here. I don't want to run into anything. Sour cream. Okay, we don't sell sour cream till March. Okay, so that's fine. So we can just deal with the cheese and stuff in October, which again we're gonna have like about $2 million worth of cheese hopefully by that time. And yeah, the sour cream we'll deal with in March. Okay, that's not too bad. How much money do we have in sour cream? 130 grand. Yeah, it's not really worth it. It's better just to do cheese, I think. That production facility is not that great, to be honest. I wish, well, we already complained about this last episode, but yes, I wish it was better, that other production facility. And I wish we were able to see like what goes into these production facilities before we set them down and stuff like that. Yeah, Giants, help us out here, Giants. Like, help us out. So I don't know what we're going to do with that production facility. I probably will just keep it because it was 25 grand. It doesn't really matter if we take it down. I'm probably just going to leave it for now, and we'll just let the sour cream finish off with whatever it's going to make from it. I'll just keep loading up that trailer that I have sitting over there, and it'll be what it'll be. We'll go sell that sour cream off in the spring, which will be great. But the main thing will be selling off all the cheese in the fall. But I mean, we're going to get like $2 million from it. We already have 1.6 right now. We're probably going to have like around 1.8 as is to 1.8-ish. Probably even more, honestly, because we almost have 1.7 right now. We'll probably have close to $2 million by the time we go sell that cheese. And then we're just going to be sitting with like $4 million. And we don't really have anything that we need to buy. We've got really everything that we need. Yeah. Maybe we'll buy ourselves a truck just for the fun of it. Like, we could definitely do that, which would be just something to do for fun. But other than that, we don't really need anything, which is crazy. And hopefully at that point, I guess the only thing that we could potentially buy, but I don't really want to buy it, is cattle. Just because cattle are so, well, we got $4 million. What else are we going to spend the money on? We'll just spend money on whatever we have to get that the barn filled up to its max capacity, and we should be able to feed them no problem now that we have this field back in grass. And yeah, I think that'll just be the plan. We'll just spend all that money to max out the barn. If we got to spend that money on buying hay or something just to help feed for some reason if we get behind, that's what we'll do. So, okay, I'll bring you guys back later in this summer and closer to the fall. And like I said, we'll deal with that cheese. Okay, folks, welcome back. We are in September now. I'm just doing kind of our chores around the farm. Let's go take a look at. There's some stuff that went on sale, nothing too crazy that we really need. This tractor, at first I was like, oh, cool, this is on sale. Yeah, it's 9% off. I think we're good on that. I bought another little trailer just to kind of help with moving milk around, just because we're getting so much. We're getting like 120,000 liters of milk per month. And then we get about 290,000 liters of slurry per month, which again, let's go take a look at our finances while we're kind of waiting. Like 189 to 34, like almost 200 and some grand in slurry per month. You can see it's very, very consistent, and it's just going up because we're getting more and more cattle. I don't know if they had offspring. 2120 offspring in 6 months. Okay, so just after winter there'll be some. So there's, yeah, 127,000 liters of milk. I actually think what we might have to do is put down another milk production facility. I think that might even be it. That might not even be enough, really, because let's just go take a look. Yeah, number one, number two is still working through a bunch. Like we're getting too much milk. We're getting too much milk. So that being said, let's start planning out here for this next production facility. We're gonna have to put down the same one, I think. I think. There was also another one that I had downloaded. Let's just check and see that I haven't tested it. So this might be one right here. No, no, that's the bakery. It looks like that though. Spinnery. And I swear I've brought this one. Oh, dairy. I don't know. I don't know if that one will be good. I just don't know. We're getting crazy amounts though. So I think what we'll do is we'll just stick with what we know. I gotta find it here real quick. There it is. And we just gotta have it angled just slightly. I think I'll bring it up even a little bit more. Yeah, we'll just go like something like that for right now. I might end up moving it, but it doesn't really matter too much if we got to move it. And we can just spin in here. Now what we're going to have to do is obviously dump the milk in. So let's jump into this one actually. Let's go back into our build mode. I'm going to rename this one number 3 so that I can keep track of everything that goes on in there. So if we come into number 3, we want to make cheese. We want to activate it. I want to crank this up to 300%. And that should be really all we have to do. So it should work. Uh-oh. Yep. I kind of knew I zigged where I should have zagged in that one. We're going to have to make a little trip through the trees here to get spun around. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, I probably should have moved it a little bit. Oh well. Whoa, another thing that we got to do real quick is jump in and put those blockers out so that we don't got to load any of them up. Now, another thing that we got to do real quick. So we're going to be going through into October. So let's just go into our time-saving stock check. Now, it says we got $2.6 million worth of cheese. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to set everything to selling. And then we're just going to let it run through. So yeah, we should have about 2.6. Let me just, so we got like, yeah, we'll have about $4.6 million-ish next month. That's what we should be roughly shooting for, depending on what gets worked through, like with that milk and stuff that we just put in. But yeah, we're gonna have roughly 4.5 to 5 million bucks worth of, just 4.5 to 5 million bucks, really, even with just buying that production facility. Let's park this unit here. So there's no more milk, but we got this hay to move around and put into the barn. I filled the barn with food, and then I put the last little bit of hay in like in the mixer out here. And so the barn should be pretty full of food. Let's dump this in, and then we got to go grab our slurry tanker, and we got to fill this thing up again. Or just about full. I think we'll be able to fit about 190 or 180,000 liters in here. That should be roughly what's left. Man, you know, like, I kind of said it before, but I think, like, now we definitely have created a dairy empire. Like, definitely. When we're selling $2.6 million worth of a product in a year and then doing, like, another 1 to 1.5 million on slurry, and we've got, you know, over 2,000 head of cattle, 2120, almost a full barn. Almost a full barn. We'll get offspring in 6 months, so it doesn't really matter, but like This is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy indeed that we got we got this, and we'll have like one more big year because once we get this barn to full capacity, we're gonna get through another full year, and then we should be good to go. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go buy. You know what? We could just do it right now. Let's just do it right now so that we got the animals at the like highest maturity level. So let's get, how many more of these can we get? Can we get 250? Cost 300 grand? Oh, we need 5 more. There we go. There we go. We officially got a full barn. They're eating crazy amounts of food, which is fine. Which is fine. That barn was full of food. So I'm gonna have to kind of just see here how all of this shakes down. Something tells me that at the beginning, like when we sleep through next month, all their health is going to be at 0 because there's not enough food in the barn. Like I don't know when the robot is gonna 5,000 liters of hay. Like that doesn't really do anything. Okay, let's go in. Let's go take this slurry over. I'll do it once this slurry is starting to offload into the production facility. We'll take this over. We'll get the slurry dumped into this production facility. Then we'll set our cheese to selling, and then we're going to be sleeping through into the next month, and that is when we should be getting ready to cut this grass. Yes, this is ready to harvest now, but we want to wait one more cycle. There's a whole bunch of food in that barn, but something tells me that it's gonna say 0%. Like I don't think the robot's gonna feed it enough. There's a lot in our mixing units, but there's not a lot of food actually in the barn. I probably should have dumped that load of hay right in the barn. Whatever. The cattle won't starve. They've got a bunch of meadow to eat. They're not gonna starve, and there is food in the mixer. Plus next month we'll have another full load out of here, and then we're going to be harvesting the fields, so we're going to be good to go. So let's go into our production facilities. Let's set this cheese to selling, set this cheese to selling, set this cheese to selling. We might take a little hit overnight, but we'll see how everything goes. Okay, so we should be coming back roughly with another 2.6 million, so we should have just over 4 million bucks now that I bought those cattle ish. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in October. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome to October, and we have $4.5 million. If we go into our sales, I was just checking it right now, so we made 2.8 off the cheese and then another 200,000. So just over 3 million bucks we made from cheese, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. Actually, it wouldn't be just straight from cheese. Some of that would be from the silage as well. So yeah, a bit from cheese, but a bunch from the silage as well. Now that what we got to do real quick is we got to bring that back into storing. Oh, well, distributing wouldn't really matter. It would just go back to storing as well. Okay, and so exactly what happened is what I thought. The animal's health is at like 12% right now. Yeah, they basically had to eat meadow, which is fine. Like they're fine. But yeah, so we have like a bunch of food in there, but it just hasn't been mixed. Now we're gonna have to pick up some. Got to get some mineral feed. Let's grab. I'll fill this. Yeah, we got a bunch of little chores and stuff to do. I want to. There isn't really that much milk that was produced because they just didn't they didn't have enough food, or they didn't. I don't know. They had enough food, but they didn't have enough food. I don't really understand how meadow and everything works, to be honest, because there was like 200,000 liters of meadow in there, but now there's like 20,000 liters. So are they still good and they ate, or is that just not good enough for? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to get some mineral feed in this trailer. We'll do a couple trailerfuls of mineral feed and dump that into the barn. And then we got to get the mowers going, and we got to get grass being cut because there's a lot of grass that we're going to have to pick up, like a lot. And so I want to get going on that, excuse me, really quick. Let's fill that. But I want to use this tractor. So I'm gonna go get this tractor connected to the mowers right now, and uh, and get this tractor started on one of the big fields. It doesn't really matter which one, but I'm gonna get it started on one of the fields so that we can just be chasing behind with the forage wagon, which it won't really take that long. Like that forage wagon goes at a pretty good clip. Goes at a pretty good clip, and I mean, we've got quite a bit of cash right now. We could potentially buy a large tractor or something like that just for the fun of it. Let's grab those. Okay. I mean, I could get one of those big mowers as well, but these actually work pretty good. Like, the big mowers are like 10 meters wide, and these are like 8.5 or something. So, and I used to buy the big mowers because they would swath, but these do swath. So, there's really kind of no need to buy that big mower anymore. Like, it's not really worth 350 grand when this thing will do, or this setup will do exactly that. That's my thoughts, anyways. But it'd be different if you could hook a PTO to those and drag the forge wagon behind, which apparently you can. Or like there's mods that you can get that are meant to do that, but for some reason I can't get it to work. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. If anyone knows how you use one of those big crone mowers with like the forge wagon or a baler or something behind it, every time I go to use it, like it'll connect and it'll drag it and everything and it'll start the forge wagon, but it won't lower the pickup arm to actually pick up the swath that's being left by the mower. I don't understand the trick or what you have to do to make that work. I don't get it. What I do know though is we're going to do another load of mineral feed and dump that in the barn. This tractor can stay right there. This one we're gonna pull hay around and get it dumped into the barn, directly into the barn. I won't even put it over in the mixer. Hopefully that'll be enough food. Like it's 150,000 liters. Like I'm sure they're gonna go through that, but whoa. All right then. All right then, we gotta thread the needle a little bit better in there. Yeah, I just don't know how much the robot's gonna put in, to be honest. Okay, so we still got bottled milk in there. There's still a little bit of there's a little bit of sour cream, but there's no more butter. I'm just gonna cut the losses with that bottled milk. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really matter. We'll take in what we have for sour cream in March, and then I'm not gonna worry about that production facility anymore. It's too bad because that production facility has a sweet supervisor tower, which we really like. But other than that, it's not that good, to be honest. It just doesn't hold enough product. It just does not hold enough product. Now, one thing that I kind of wanted to check is I can't really remember if we had anything stored in this hayloft. This is something we haven't really used in a long time. Look at that, we got 76,000 liters of hay in there. Okay, perfect. Something told me we might have something sitting in there, but I just couldn't really remember. Alright, let's dump this mineral feed in. That's like 40,000 liters of mineral feed. I might even get some more. Crazy though. Almost 3 million bucks from cheese. That is wild. That is wild. That's kind of wild from like anything, any type of like product, like because that's essentially a one-time refined product. Like we took milk and we turned it into cheese. In other gameplay series where I like took wool and then turned it into fabric and then turned it into clothes, like that's when you were seeing big money like that. But just for like the very first refined product, that just seems, oh, what a pig food. Oh my god. I'm so used to doing that from the other gameplay series. No, what are we gonna do with this pig food? Can I dump it in the silos? No. Oh my god, I'm so used to doing that from the other. I bet you can't dump pig food in the silos. No. What are we gonna do with all this? Can I sell it? No. Oh god, what are we gonna do with this pig food? We gotta go dump it somewhere. Um, well, I'm gonna have to call one of the neighbors and see if there any of the neighbors have a pig farm, which I don't think they do. And if not, we might have to put down a silo. What silos do we got in here? Luckily, we got a whole bunch of money that we can just do. God, what a rookie mistake, though. What is this? Multi-fruit, multi-grain. That's hayloft. Let's just put this down and see. What fit rate? All right, let's see if we can dump it in there. I hope we can. I hope we can. If not, we're gonna have to just like. If not, I got a plan. It's kind of cheesy, but oh, what a rookie mistake. If I can't dump it in this, then I got a plan for what we'll do, and it won't really matter too much. Yeah, there we go. Dump the pig food in there. We'll leave it for someone else one day. Jeez. That's so used to buying pig food from the Hard Times Hog Farm. If you guys haven't seen that gameplay series, I know a bunch of you probably have, but if you haven't, there's another gameplay series where we build a pretty crazy pig farm, really crazy pig farm, and I have to buy a lot of pig food in that series, and that was crazy habit. I have the same trailer in that series as well, so it all just really fit. Okay, not pig food. Jeez, not good, not good. I like how this thing just automatically charges us too. Boom, 20 grand. That's also great. We got some we just had some hay chilling in this hay loft. I must have forgot that we put it in there. Well, I definitely forgot. So we'll dump this in the barn and then all that along with the robot. I mean, these cattle should be pretty good. They should be good. We could always ted a field as well if we wanted. And just make straight hay right now to feed in here. We'll see. Okay, that guy has moved around there. Did this not dump in? How much does this hold? Oh, it can hold 1,000,000 liters of it. Jeez. Okay, so there's 217,000 liters of food in there. I don't know exactly how much they'll eat. Who knows? All right, let's kick that off. All right, let's come in here and check. Yeah, that tractor's for sale. We don't really need that tractor though, but for fun, let's go buy a large tractor. We'll buy something brand new that's got a lot of horsepower. What's one that I never usually get? You know, I don't usually get this New Holland tractor. Yeah, sure, let's get it. Let's get it. We'll put some wheel weights on it. Like I said, I never buy that tractor. And it'll just be chilling here somewhere. There we go. All right, let's go hook onto our forge wagon with this unit and start pulling some of that grass off that field and getting it into these silos. Where is our forge wagon? Where did I leave it? Oh, it's in the barn. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we'll buy ourselves a large tractor just for the fun of it, because really we got nothing else to spend money on. Well, we could just keep buying pig food. I could always do that, right? What a dummy. What a dummy. Alright, let's try this new tractor out. Let's go see how it pulls this forge wagon. We got more tractors than we actually know what to do with around here. But that's fine. We can just kind of leave one of those hooked to the slurry tanker all the time. We'll leave one connected to the milk tank all the time. And then we'll have this Dietz tractor and our other one, the other 260 horse one, just kind of chilling. Let's go get some of this grass off these fields. And yeah, we'll get it into the silo. So I'm going to work on this a little bit here. I'll kind of bring you back once we get closer down like some of these other fields. And yeah, we'll keep plugging away. All right, folks, welcome back. Well, I found something to spend money on. So I went and bought us a forage harvester with a mower unit on the front. Now, again, this is kind of going to be in our little unrealistic realm, but I thought, you know, since this series is going to be coming to the close soon, and yeah, I figured it was worth it. Now, I got all the fields cut and I got everything jumped into the production facility. I'll kind of go through this thing with you in like the next few episodes or whatever, the next time we're going off to cut, we can go through and I'll show you how this thing works, and it cuts like a whole bunch of the field at once, which is really awesome, and it connects to our big forage wagon, so we're able to we're able to get the fields cut much faster. Which again, if we did it really quote unquote, I guess not really realistic. I mean, we're still cutting swath and using fermenting silos, but I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of work to get all these fields done and stuff when I'm doing it all by myself. So I like when one thing I kind of like about it is I like to have stuff in the beginning that's more realistic, and then as the farm progresses and as we kind of like pay our dues with doing stuff realistic way, then kind of slowly move into the realm of just making things a bit easier for me. Like we had the forklift in the beginning, and I struggled, and I loaded so many trailers with that forklift. Good God! And then when the auto loading trailers came out, it was awesome. Now the auto loading trailers are broken, but whatever, whatever. I would have honestly not even loaded trailers in the beginning if I knew that I could just sell directly from the production facilities and I wouldn't take a massive hit on it. I've said this before, and even we talked about it in the comments section. But like, if anyone remembers from FS22, like you took a hit, like you took a pretty good hit on selling stuff directly from the production facilities, and it wasn't worth it. Like, you might as well have loaded stuff up and take it to different sell points. But I've tested it a few times now, and exactly the amount of money that I'm expecting to get, we seem to get. And if we do take a bit of a hit, like, I don't know, it seems really worth it to me. But I don't know. What I want to do, just to kind of finish this off, is I want to activate the silage in here. I've got the silage at 100, and I'm going to put our hay at 200 and just kind of go from there. I think we got enough. I'm just fertilizing fields and such, and I'm going to pull some slurry around. But I think that's going to basically do it for this episode. We made a whole bunch of money. We spent a little bit of money. We bought ourselves a new large tractor just for the fun of it. We got a new forage harvester, which I will show you guys next episode. For sure, next episode. What am I doing there? We have a full barn full of cattle. We have over 2,000 head of cattle, completely maxed out, 2,300. We are making the most from slurry that we've ever made. We'll be producing the most milk that we've ever produced. And we have a third milk production facility now to help rock through all this stuff. Yeah, the Empire has struck back, I think. It feels like this is our little Death Star. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me in this series. I hope you all have been enjoying it. I've really been enjoying making this series. And thank you guys again to everyone who's hit that sub, hit that like button, who's leaving me comments and stuff. It's been pretty cool, to be honest. Like, this is all, I certainly don't have a big following, right? I got, 600 and, well, let me look. I have 664 subs as of right now. Um, but like a couple months ago, I had 67. So, and no one would talk to me in the comments section. And now it's like, it's a fun little community that we're building. And I really enjoy it. And it's all thanks to you guys, everyone who's hit that like, hit that sub, who leaves me comments, who's into these series as much as I am, and I just really appreciate it. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it like always. I hope you have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whenever it is that you're watching this. I am Ultra Farmer, and I am out. Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you in the next episode.